Hey, Stay, how's it going?
Hey Adam, it's going well. How about you? All good?
Pretty good. Just um, working on a couple hardcover things and um, recovering from a night playing a lot of Wormspan with some friends of mine last night.
What was that?
Wormspan. It's a new board game. It's kind of like Wingspan. If you've ever played Wingspan, it's by the same
No, I
creators.
haven't played that.
It's
Wingspan. Okay.
yeah, it's really fun. It's kind of like this engine building board game where like everyone's pretty much on their building their own thing, and the whole concept of the game is that you're enticing all these dragons to build out a cave of dragons.
Okay. I was gonna ask if it's like Factorial, but then you said dragons, so it's not like Factorial. Is it like
No,
Factorial with dragons?
no, it would be more like I'm trying to think of like an engine building board game, one where like as you're playing things, future turns you get additional abilities.
Okay. I got the engine reference now, so it's not like proper engines.
Different kind of engine, yeah. But
Okay.
it's
Gotcha.
it's a fun one. My wife and I have been playing it pretty much every night lately, and yeah, it's been fun.
Okay, so it's kind of like one that keeps you like late at night.
Yeah, and each game's only
That's
like
good.
half an hour after you know what you're doing, so it's pretty fast.
Okay, I'll look that up. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Have
what
you went to see Dune?
I have I we saw it last we saw it like February 29th, and then we're seeing it again tomorrow in IMAX because we
Oh,
found
really?
a
Okay.
theater that has it, and there aren't very many like there aren't any like full IMAX theaters in Salt Lake City. Like there's like that have the full I think 1 to 1.43 almost like almost square IMAX version, but we found the best one in the city, so we're gonna try that one. How about you?
Okay. No, not yet. I was gonna. My wife's parents are coming a few weeks away from now, so we're gonna see if we can squeeze in, like, leave the baby in their care and go see it at IMAX. At least that was my proposal. So let's see if we can actually pull it off. But yeah, I heard IMAX is like really the way to see it. I've seen some screenshots on Twitter, and yeah, the difference was pretty obvious.
Yeah, yeah, we're like we saw it at our casual theater, which is the only theater that serves alcohol, so that way you could like enjoy a beer and just relax. But like in Utah, there's this weird rule that says like if you serve alcohol, you can't. It has to be like 21 and up, and if it's a bar, so uh, or it has to be like a restaurant where you have a dedicated seat. That way you can't like carry your drink over to someone else and give it to them. They're
Okay, gotcha.
very strict
Oh
alcohol
yeah,
laws.
yeah, it makes sense because it's dark, so you could be passing your beer onto a minor and no one would notice. That's the
Yeah,
idea, right?
yeah.
That's a pretty. I was trying to think if it's the same rule in London, but I'm pretty sure you can have a beer in like any cinema over here. There's one that
Mm,
has, I mean, my favorite one is one that has couches and you can order pizza
mm.
and you can definitely get beers there. Mm,
Those
that
are
one's
fun.
really, really good. Yeah, it's not IMAX though. It's more for like indie movies and that kind of stuff. More for the, cinephiles out there.
Yeah, there was a theater like that in Orlando, and we used to volunteer at the Florida Film Festival, or my wife did, and we would always go to it. And it's the Enzion Theater, pretty really small theater, has like a bar outside, and sometimes the actors for the movies would come and hang out at the bar before the shows. And one time, Bill Murray came and he got behind the bar and started bartending. And no matter what people asked for, he would just pour them a shot of tequila.
That's such a Bill Murray move. I mean, both bartending and pouring everybody a shot of tequila.
Yep.
Jesus.
And he would say,
Wow.
"Yes,
Okay.
yes, let me make that for you," and then just pour a shot of tequila.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, every bar should do that.
Uh,
Oh, that's great. I would love that. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna check that out. It seems like a very like. Is it kind of like famous? Like, it seems like the place that would be famous just because of the Bill Murray story.
yeah, I think so. It's definitely the only like full out indie theater I know of in Orlando that like that. That does like it's like a one screen theater. So it sounds kind of like what
Oh,
you
okay.
mentioned with couches and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. This one is actually a chain, but kind of like they're going for the same vibe, but they're like pretty successful because everybody wants to sit on a couch and eat pizza while they're uh, viewing a movie, apparently. So yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
on the hardcover side, what have you been up to lately?
Well, we've had like a lot of stuff on our plates. We had two new team members join as well, two developers, Luca and Cole. Hi. And yeah, we're doing designs for multiple features. That's what I've been busy with. We have the list updates that we talked about last week. We also have the dashboard that we're planning and some updates on many of the other pages. So yeah, it's a handful, I guess.
It sounds like you've been kind of jumping around between things.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, there's lots of stuff to be jumping around. Uh how about you?
I think on Monday of this week I deployed the um it was kind of it kind of started as a feature that I thought would be relatively easy, which was like implement like banned users. So when we ban a user, we don't want to see the stuff they do anywhere on the site. And I'm like, oh, this will be pretty easy. And then I got into it and I realized like it should also make it so that it's banned from even the API level access. So like when someone like uses the API, they shouldn't get anything that a banned user has ever done either. And when I realized that, I had to kind of restructure some of the app so that it uses like what the user's token. So previously, a lot of the website would use this admin token, which has access to everything in our database. And so like behind the scenes, we're using that admin token to generate like your profile or the book page and things like that. But now we're switched to using your token for everything you see across the app. And so what you see in the app will match what you see from the API now.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
yeah.
So that allows us to like when we ban a user, they just become gone from the entire system. Like, no one can see anything they've ever done, any lists they've created, any likes on their activities, any notifications they've ever sent. It's like they don't exist for anyone anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was kind of the way to go, but it took a little more work than I thought.
Yeah, it sounds like, it went way deeper than just not showing stuff from
Yeah.
the users. Yeah. We actually had our first case of judging whether someone is a bot or not. So that came with its own like set of discussions among the team. That was pretty interesting. Book discovery, since we're talking about that today, also means that you don't want your feed or your data polluted by people you don't want in your network, and we're trying to, I guess, really make sure that is the way you want to be, like clean data, only the data you want to see, uh, and that involves judging whether someone is a bot or not, and that's a pretty like sensitive decision. Because we're not like sure whether that person is a bot or not,
Yeah.
even after we discussed about it. So uh, yeah, pretty interesting. We've been talking about solutions to that. I think there are like some we can try, but yeah, definitely having some people you don't want on hardcover is, yeah, a new problem. And I guess we've talked about, we grew to that level where that's kind of good on from some points of view.
Yeah, it plays in well with like we want authors and other people to be able to come to hardcover and like be able to somehow like get the word out about what they're working on. But how do we do that in a way that, isn't spammy to the existing community, which is going to be its own kind of can of worms, but it'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, lots of we have controls for that in place already, so I'm guessing that should be like just maybe fine tuning those controls once we encounter the problem. I think it's gonna get like really fuzzy now that you can have bots that actually write good, believable content. I've seen them on other networks, and you know, even if they're using pretty cheap APIs from large language models, some of them are pretty good, so they can bypass many tests.
Yeah, I have a feeling that kind of like like automatically identifying spam systems, that'll be something that before too long we're going to have to spend some time on, but at least it's not at
Mm-hmm.
the critical level. It's only at the caution level right now.
Yeah, exactly. Gives us some time.
Yeah.
At least we don't have like thousands of users who are bots,
Yeah.
which is good.
I think
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
I think part of it's that we don't have like comments yet, so there's very limited ways to like spread
Mm-hmm.
your advertising or whatever it is you want to spread on hardcover.
Oh
So yeah.
yeah. I know from WordPress that's like a real problem. Like spam through comments is something I have never, or like very hard, have been able to uh, keep keep in check. So yeah, good since we're planning discussions. Um, but for book discovery, which is the subject for today, what do you think we should do? So we had a last week we had a session with the whole team, and we did this exercise where we sketched a few solutions. Should we just go through what we did in the exercise and show everybody kind of like behind the scenes of the board, or some other way to talk about it?
um yeah, we could jump into that, because right now when we're saying book discovery, one of the things we really wanted to um, prototype was this idea of like new release notifications and uh, like coming soon books. Like how do we showcase those in a way, and how do we like work those into the platform? So that was kind of the start of um, one of the new book exploration things, and then that got us kind of on to the idea of like, which is something we've also wanted for a while, is that how do we restructure our navigation and like reorganize the app's information architecture in a way that's going to support new features, where we're not just piling them onto a big pile, but like organizing in a way that allows people to actually use a new feature that we want to build.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Yeah,
kind of make sense?
yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, it makes sense for every user that's been through our explore menu, which is like you can go on Hardcover right now and open the explore menu, and you're gonna see that that menu is pretty long for like any standards, I guess. So just like separating parts of that and moving it in places where like it's most likely to be useful, I think that's like the challenge here. um, I think for book discovery, the main thing is to make it uh, so that it works very fast. So, you want a book discovery where you see stuff while you're doing other things, and you're seeing a book, you're checking that book out. Oh, okay, this could be interesting. Like when you're seeing stuff in the feed, that's passive discovery. You're just like browsing, and you're looking for something else maybe, but you see something interesting that caught your eye. Okay, maybe I want to read this. But there's also that active discovery, which I think many readers on hardcover are doing, which is browsing through their favorite genre or trending books or something else. And yeah, I guess we gotta come at it from both angles, and that's the challenge. So to come at it from both angles, I think first you gotta make sure the app is structured in a way that you can access that easily. And
Yeah.
actually, I can like go into what we've done with the menu. Maybe that's gonna be better than the sketches.
Yeah, that sounds
What do
like
you
a good
think?
starting point. I have a feeling we'll have that'll make for a lot of discussion based on those, I think.
Uh huh. Let's go over there. Let me share my screen.
Let's see where.
And there we go. Back into old Figma. So here we go. We got some sketches over here from Adam. These were really good. I really like these. So these were the base for what we've done here. To get like a behind the scenes, we're doing this exercise is called Crazy Eights, which is basically splitting a piece of paper into 8 parts and sketching some features that we've previously talked about and voted on. So after we do these crazy eights, we pick one and delve deeper. And this is what you're seeing here. Is it's one of those crazy eights, but developed a bit a bit more. And this is how we're thinking of restructuring the navigation. So right now, you have the explore menu, and that's going to be replaced by the discover menu. So let me do this. So these are components. So over here you see trending books. You'll see the release calendar, which is a new thing that we're working on. You'll see the recent and upcoming releases. I'm really excited for this one. And recommendations just for you. And over here you have Ask Jules. So it's basically our AI librarian, uh, where you can go into, I guess, more detail about what you want. You can talk about like anything you want with them, and it gives you books. They give you books. And we've got a few more discovery tools, which we're hiding because we don't want this to be like a super long menu. And
Yeah,
then for browse, yeah. Oh,
and
let me switch that.
for discovery here, one thing I was thinking about for these like +3 discovery tools, maybe we could say something um I had this idea of like one thing I really loved in the early days of Dig was they had this thing called Dig Labs, and they were kind of like just little ideas that they've kind of thrown together where maybe they didn't want to really feature them on the site yet, and but they wanted to have them available somewhere for like power users. Yeah, like exactly, and have like a little like what is it, like test tube lab icon or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that's nice. Okay, let me get the wait. Let me do it in the component actually. What am I doing? So, uh, lab experiments. You'll have the little icon. Is it test tube on Font Awesome?
Good question.
YouTube test tube. Is it a file? Oh, maybe it is file. Okay,
There's Flask.
Flask. Okay, let's try Flask. Flask. Is that what they use in experiments? Okay. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Let's make this lighter. So we have the lab experiments. Let's put a smaller margin over here. And okay. Let's not underline this actually. Huh? I think it works that way.
Yeah. And for the jewels here, are you thinking that like jewels is considered a lab experiment because like it's in a different color background? And it's like the first of the labs?
I guess so. I just took your cue from here, so I thought this was like the section. It was
Yeah.
no divider. It says no divider. Ah, okay. I just saw that.
But maybe we could put one after jewels. That way the lab experiments is in kind of its own different color.
Yeah, that's true. So let's see how it works without like any color before. What do you think?
I think I kind of like the little bit of color at the bottom, like just for the bottom row.
Oh, just for the bottom one. Okay,
Like,
so we remove this one, and over here.
yeah, because I'm thinking like, what would happen if you click on +3 lab experiments? Would it like expand out this menu, or would it go to a
Yeah.
new page? Like expand out the menu?
I guess yeah, just expand it out. We can prototype that. So if you do this, it just let me attach this instance, and you'd get this arrow flipped, and you'd get buccal. Buccal is an experiment, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would make sense there.
And
we have the series. What's it called? It's something that's not even linked on the site, I don't think.
oh yeah, Series Explorer.
I think it's trackers. Let's see.
Series Tracker.
Yeah, series tracker.
And there was like the book Tinder over here.
Oh yeah, like other ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just like leave it so that. But this is like the main idea, to just expand, and they would be smaller icons. What do you think? Does this work?
I think they need to like stand out a little more, so they kind of look almost disabled like that. But something
true.
like that.
Do you think we should like put even more emphasis on it? So maybe something of the likes, or I guess now it stands out a bit too much, right?
Yeah.
We don't want people to really like go for experiments.
I do like that. I do like having something stand out like that. Maybe not in the menu exactly, but I like having something bright like that.
Yeah. I'm a fan of accent colors as well. Let me change the accent color. So 3 lab experiments, or their lab experiments. So maybe is that a bit too much? So
yeah, having like a non having like a what would it even be called? It's like an accent color that's not a
off-brand color.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, that's it. Yeah, it really messes things up. I tried it with with these icons to like put a splash of color and differentiate the menus, but I mean it's working in this context because they're small, but I wouldn't like overdo it. So maybe we can do this, and yeah, I wouldn't have the lab experiments like stand out too much. So
yeah, because they're like fifth in importance in this list.
yeah, exactly. I think they're okay. Maybe we can put emphasis on other things. Plus, you have
Yeah.
like the three icons here and the Ask Jules, which is like this custom illustration. So,
Yeah. And I was thinking about these icons, and I was wondering how this would look as a like a non-duotone icon, like as a
oh, as a like regular icon.
yeah.
Let me grab one from here. So this is chart line up. So let's chart line up this, and yeah, that's cool. I like it. I can change all of them to like be
Yeah.
non-duotone.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think that does look good. It makes it easier to see, I think.
Uh-huh. Calendar star. And I put this like old style wand here, but I don't know, we can replace it with, I thought it would be like fantasy style wand. What's it called? Wand sparkles.
Oh yeah.
Wand, sparkle.
Wand magic sparkles. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think those are looking good.
Nice. We can do the same for these. So you'd get the browse menu, which is the way you'd browse through prompts. Through so what is this silly question? I was gonna ask if you like this icon for prompts, since they're questions. I figured the question mark would work, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've struggled to find a good icon for prompts actually. I think I
Yeah,
don't love our one that we have right now.
yeah.
Let's see.
Which is the one we have now? Is it what's it called?
I'm not sure. Let's see. I think it's probably question. Where is it?
I changed the lists one as well to not like be a list, to be more of a wow. This kind of look like prompts now that I look at it the second time.
I think that's a good list one. I think that's
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I want to say that's even like pretty similar to the icon they use on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I put like the checklist, but then I was thinking, books doesn't quite match that because it's just a checklist, and you've got books. So
What about for prompts? Um, using something with like an upvote kind of thing, because
oh yeah.
that's kind of one of the themes of prompts.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Did you find a good one? I'm just like redoing everything.
yeah,
And
let me look. Like we could use like a thumb up. We don't actually use thumb up anywhere.
oh yeah.
It's
Thumb
thumbs dash up.
up, thumbs. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, these are looking good. I put this like smiley thing over here.
For the
Kind of
moods, yeah.
looks like yeah, kind of looks funny. So I just let it there. And for the old books, I put an infinity sign. I don't know. That kind of works, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think that works.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. And for like the colors on these,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like one of the things we were just talking about in the chat yesterday. It's like, should we try to theme out explore versus discover in different colors? Which oh yeah, the purple actually looks good. I'm wondering like if we did that, I feel like that would be almost like making those our new brand colors. Because right now I feel like our brand colors are, I think, like, purple, accent yellow, and then lots of
Uh-huh.
shades of gray.
Yeah. I think that's, I mean, I wouldn't mind having multiple accent colors. I mean, if we're looking at the UI library, you can see, I mean, my favorite section, to be honest, are these labels. And look at all the colors over here. Um, but we've had comments from some of our readers that some people might not like yellow, some people might not like purple, some people might have a thing against green. So I'm wondering if we're gonna make these into accent colors, if we can define maybe like themed accents depending on the section, and not like have ourselves limited to just like two accent colors. In my view, you can play around with these for certain brands, and I think Hardcover is one of those brands which doesn't like necessarily have to identify itself through color necessarily. I mean, Letterboxd has a bunch of accents. I think their logo has at least three strong colors, and they have the green. I mean, I guess the green is like the most important one, right?
Yeah, and they use their orange as their error color,
Oh yeah,
and yeah, danger color.
yeah. I mean, contrast wise, this is not like that great. And yeah, contrast wise, this is also not that great. So, uh, but they work. That's my, I think, takeaway from this.
Yeah, because
See, they use the
oh yeah,
blue, they use orange. Oh yeah, they actually used blue, orange, and green, which is like their brand colors in the logo, which they aren't even like actually that complementary. I mean, uh, yeah, from a design standpoint, I mean, limiting there's from my point of view, they could have just added like 10 more colors and it would have been the same. I mean, yeah. So I'm thinking, we can just define the accent colors, and maybe then if we change them throughout the site, we can decide this. And at some point further in the future, maybe even make this into a thing readers can choose. So if you don't like the purple, you can choose between a purple, a green, a blue, or whatever. So you kind of like can do this. And obviously you don't have like this many colors, but yeah, you can change
yeah,
it. You can change the accent colors. You can make it whatever. You like red, you put red in. You like purple, you put purple in.
yeah. I think I kind of like that blue that you had there for a second. It was like it showed up pretty well on the dark.
Yeah, I mean, the tailwind colors, from my point of view, they all work. Some days. So it's a matter of preference. So the yellow works, even the red works. Red is not something, you're usually accustomed to because it's like a danger color, but I've seen it used as an accent color very like with success.
Yeah,
We can use the blue for now, maybe.
yeah. I'm down for that for now. And then, but if you see anything you'd like to change it to, feel free to play
Yeah,
around with it.
I'll have a think about it because if we figure out a way to like uh, use the variables throughout the site, I think we can play around with color a lot more than we're doing now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing that I think to consider with the colors is we've been talking about for the book button, changing it from yellow to maybe like different colors depending on status. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know when I'm looking at a long list of books, like whenever I go to the trending books page, I see like want to read, red, want to read, and they're all yellow.
Uh huh.
And And so having it like a different color for different statuses could
Yeah,
make it easier to kind of just understand that.
I am totally done for something like that. Actually, I'm in the UI library right now, so for this kind of stuff, it would be like pretty easy for us to change it and do something like this. Maybe let's have darker shade.
Probably
Let's
green for
make
red.
this. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Here we go. I mean, already changes like the whole vibe of it.
Yeah.
So I
Something like
wouldn't
that.
mind. I mean,
Yeah. And
as
that
long
would
as
be a really
it's
easy change.
yeah, exactly. We can experiment. Let's check the pulse. Let's maybe do it and see if anyone gets like really mad or it's like very annoying. And then, it's an easy change. We can revert it, but or we can like make it better and push it in a direction, and we can just like trigger it with the change. I'd be down for that. Okay,
Cool.
so in terms of discovery, this would hopefully make things way clearer. So you'd have the discover menu where you'd see the trending, the release calendar, and recommendations, plus the lab experiments, and then it's you browse, which is like that kind of browsing that you do actively. So you're really looking in places to see a book, and you can either go to the prompts or check out lists, genres, and moods, or all books. For all books, I'm guessing we'd have something similar to what we have now, where you can select books with a minimum of like 5 or 10 readers, right?
Uh, yeah. I'm thinking. I'm thinking the list updates we've been working on that could go to a page kind of like that, where it's kind of like here's every book in our system, and then you can just filter and sort it down from there.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds good.
Or it's kind of similar to our search page right now, but a better version of
Yeah,
that.
nice. I was gonna zoom in. You remember the experimental area where we just had like covers near
Oh
covers.
yeah.
At some point, yeah, I definitely want to do this. Like have all the currently reading books on hardcover and the users. But yeah, let's jump back.
All the fun lab
Where was it?
experiments we want to try.
Yeah. Yeah, and then for your library, I was also working on this would be like your profile dropdown, so it would go over here. Obviously, like not over this one. This one would close, and you'd have this one, but this one's still a work in progress. I was gonna, yeah, see what else we can put here. You gave me
Yeah.
some good ideas, but I still have to implement them.
Yeah, let's see. What else would we want here? Um, I'm just looking at what we have now.
Well, for books, maybe even did not finish. I mean, when you go to books, these main categories, then lists would take you to. And for goals, I was thinking that we could feature a main goal. So if you have like one goal to read 100 books and another one to read 10,000 pages, maybe you can select one as the main one and it would like show a snippet here, like a quick access. So it like you're 32 books in.
Maybe,
Or yeah,
yeah, maybe we could leave that off the navigation here. I'm thinking
yeah,
like, um, yeah, just from a complexity level, because,
yeah. I was gonna
but
ask about that.
yeah, but yeah, I'm thinking like the other things we could have here. What else? So I'm just gonna like
Well, Yeah, go ahead. Put everything in there.
Brain dump over here in a little
We need a sign
thing.
out. I,
Yeah,
I
sign out
think
was one.
you can just like copy this section and just add stuff, and you can remove the
And
yeah
and I was
log
thinking
out.
we have the feed. Maybe feed should be in Discover as well.
Yeah, that's true. You're thinking when we replace the feed with the dashboard?
Uh, well, even like the dashboard too. It's like, where would the dashboard live in this, and where would the feed live in this?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I thought about this a bit, and I was thinking maybe the dashboard and the feed could be like this interchangeable thing you can switch between. So you'd have the where is it? You'd have the dashboard, and somehow over here you'd be able to. Yeah, the dashboard is obviously going to be very nice and useful, but we still want people going through the feed, and we have like this dashboard widget where you can go on your feed. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think we should put it in the menu? I mean,
I,
it's
I think we
kind of like
should.
yeah,
Yeah, or
okay,
at least I think it should be accessible from somewhere in here.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking maybe like a quick access icon or something like that. We could, I mean, basically, you'd have like the home link, which kind of like acts like the link to your feed right now. But maybe we could put something like have this next to each other. So it's like feed and dashboard, and they're like, okay, they don't fit. Oh, God. Some things just don't work out.
it's a logo to use for the feed. Yeah. The dashboard we do have
Oh, yeah.
feed.
This one's
Yeah, there's like RSS as a feed, but it doesn't seem like what we're going for.
this icon would be a good feed icon, but if not that, let's see what else.
Let's see.
Okay, not what I wanted, but we have boxes.
I have never seen that icon. Interesting. Um,
Sometimes, yeah, adding the serendipity to the designs.
I mean, that could work.
No, it's a newspaper. We can, yeah. We'll find one in
Keep it
production,
there
I
for now.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Newspaper is good enough. Should we put them next to each other? I mean, they fit somehow, so I don't know. Or should we just?
I think we could put them next to each other. I'm trying to think like I had a design for something where I did that. I'm trying to remember if I stuck with it. Uh, or oh, one thing that I I tried when I was making another similar list was having like a mini link at the top, like this one.
How so?
Like I, I had that see all link at the top, which is kind of like
Okay.
a hidden one, but it's like, but then you
We
need
could
like
make
a
them. Yeah, if we put them like way over, you have that title popular posts, which is pretty good because you can put stuff near it. That's pretty good actually. We can make it like smaller and maybe I put the feed button side of this. Sometimes working with auto layout is not the best. So you have the feed, and then you have the dashboards. Would like this work? Or I'm thinking the feed and dashboard are somehow not interchangeable, but they're in the same like registry of things. So yeah, that doesn't look too bad. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm good kind of penciling something like that in.
We can see how it looks like in production, but yeah, that's not. I wouldn't mind having that.
Yeah, because I feel like if we did add like a fifth item here, it's just a lot to read.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, we're falling in the same like uh pitfall, I guess, the same hole as we are in now. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to overload these menus, but yeah, how do we highlight the things we want to highlight?
I think it works like that. I mean, it's easy to scan. I mean, even with both of these open, uh, it's way easier to scan than just like one drop down that we have now. So if you're searching for a book, let's think like that, and you just want to see what's available, you can quickly browse these two menus. And I also like that now we have the descriptions. You know what Ask Jules is, because when you'd see Ask Jules in the dropdown, for example, you wouldn't know what that is. Now you know. It's our AI librarian. So yeah, I think the scanning works on these ones. If I
Mhm.
close my eyes, open them again, it's we can scan it. I guess a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is good. I think if we put anything else in here or anything else in the explore section or the browse section, having it also behind ended up having another browse one that we wanted to add, like browse by tags or
Yeah,
browse
but I
characters,
think
whatever it is.
yeah, that's good. But in that case, maybe we would have like a general icon for all of them. We could make like a rule: if we had more than five stuff, we gotta take one out.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a good rule. Like 5 is a good limit because yeah, I'm liking this as kind of a max look.
uh-huh.
Aside
Yeah.
from the profile one, which is more like
I was just looking at that one and I was thinking, oh well, there goes that rule out the window.
yeah,
Yeah, this one, I mean, this is not fun. Uh, I'm thinking there are some opportunities to do other things here. I'm mainly thinking about, the goals, or you can easily go to your profile and go to the goals from there. So this, for instance, for me is a thing we can take out, because you wouldn't like want to edit your goals every time, and you're gonna see your goals in the dashboard. Did I put them there? Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. So you're gonna see them here.
yeah. I'm I could I could see them here. I'm trying to think like if we did put like everything that you can get to as a top level thing on your profile, what would that look like here? Like we have, let me just copy this one. We have like settings.
Oh yeah.
Let me get rid of that bottom border. I guess this is a top border from here.
It also do stuff like this.
And I think I liked it below actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I was thinking like
What
so
else is there?
the other things we have are there's your stats. I'm
Oh
just gonna
yeah, stats.
stats. There's reviews, prompts, network activity. These are all the things just to
Yeah.
brain dump it all.
Well,
And
network and activity. I mean, I think the question here is, what do you wanna like go to first when you go to a drop down that can't like suffer any kind of delay? And I guess your library is one of those things. The lists and
Yeah.
owned, uh, maybe another thing, but um, yeah, I'm not sure about everything else.
Yeah, I don't think we need. Yeah, those would be my least two. I was trying to put a negative sign before it, but it turned it into a thing.
Oh, here we go. Uh,
Yeah, I was thinking like if we did have anything else, what would be the things we have right now in our My Library dropdown, which are reviews, goals, and prompts. But even these, I feel like they can be like not having this divider between them even for some of these.
oh yeah, we can definitely like give up the.
Yeah. So if we had,
Even for these, we can like. I'm guessing, if you want to go quickly to your stuff from there. Yeah, and we should also put notifications in there, right? Or should we find like another
oh
place for them?
yeah, good point. Yeah, the
Forgot
top one
about
should
those.
probably be.
Yeah, and it should also have like a link to your profile, I guess. I think that's like pretty important to just like see your profile. Or should we like where else would you access that?
Yeah, having your profile up there makes sense to me. And this could either be, yeah, should it say your profile or should it say
You add
like at,
username like this, right?
yeah. Yeah, maybe notifications could go first and then profile could go second, because then all of these things are kind of like this to here are all kind of one group of things. They're all like part of your profile.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then
I'm even thinking if it's not worth like having this into a drop down. So at username, you tap on that and it just like shows you all of these. What do you think?
oh, I wasn't even thinking about that as a drop down. I just thought this would kind of
Yeah.
always show.
So we'd have this and we wouldn't have like this. Maybe this is a drop down and you should just have these. No.
It's a
Actually,
neat idea though. Like it's it makes it a
I
lot
mean,
smaller, but I suspect most people would have to click on that for most of the times they click on their menu.
yeah, let's just leave it like that, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that makes more sense. And maybe have this. Since you're going to a new page, well, you're going to a new page on all of these. So
Oh yeah.
maybe remove it from everywhere. That would be more consistent, I guess.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I kind of liked it there, though.
We could have
I just
icons on the left to
put it back and make it transparent in case we need it later.
yeah. This is I feel like this is just going to be it's kind of like a quick it's like a quick way to access parts of your profile in your account page. I think
Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty good. This on mobile would become like the side drawer, right? That opens up from the
Mm,
side.
yeah,
I'm guessing.
that that makes sense to me. Yeah. Cuz this is already pretty similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of that,
Yeah.
like uh maybe for a future one, we can figure out what other changes we would make to mobile for this, like if we want to change anything across the bottom. And
Yes. That's gonna be interesting. That was like phase two of this, and we also got to figure out where to put like the about page, the blog, and some other things. Which, well, I was thinking like if we don't put them in the feature in the footer, where would we put them? But yeah, food for thought, I guess.
Cool.
Okay, let me stop sharing this. Good. Book discovery.
Yeah.
Figured out some stuff for navigation. I think it's gonna look pretty good. I'm excited about these navigation changes. It's gonna change stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm excited that we'll potentially be able to do all of this without really like we can roll this out without these new pages, like without the new release calendar, without the new dashboard. And then once we have those features, we'll have a place for them, and then they'll actually be able to be usable. That's one of the things I always like worry about, like when I'm working on something new. It's like, how are people going to find this? And like, people are asking for this, but are we like giving people enough on ramps to this new feature throughout the app and through the navigation that they're going to find it? So I feel like this will set us up for that, for future things we do for the next year.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Maybe like idea over here, and then we can like wrap it up. We can like feature the dashboard and the release calendar and actually make them like with lower opacity and put a soon label next to them so people know they're coming up. And it also like gives us a bit of fuel to work on them sooner.
It's true. Yeah. And we could even have like a new badge next to some of them after we launch them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love that. Okay, let's do that. So next step is I'm gonna work on the like actual like interface for this and then pass it over to you, and we should be done, I guess, pretty quickly with this.
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely curious to see like once we get that in, also like how what is it, Shadedn, the library using, how that works for this, because I think I like the idea that instead of clicking on these, they're like hover buttons, because it'll like make it just easier to just browse. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, that's gonna be another good change. Yeah, that's great. Are saying great stream. Don't forget to update Discord event. Yes, daylight saving time. I almost like missed this one because it's at 7 my time instead of 8.
Oh yeah,
how it was.
You're right.
I know. I hate daylight saving. I didn't know it actually went on. It went on. I swear. When are we gonna like?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Thanks.
Yeah. It's good. Perfect. Well, cool. Yeah. Thanks everybody for the session, and I guess see you next week.
Yeah. See you next week.
Perfect. Have a good one.
Bye.